Hello, this is Jason Robinson from Illustration by Design, and this is page 3 of my penciling of the upcoming horror comic book written by Nasser Rabadi, drawn by me. Secret Comics presents. So right now I'm just, as you can probably tell here, I am trying to get my tablet up and running. But anyway, this is page 3 as it stands right now. It's blank. I haven't started penciling yet. But I have laid it out. I did a thumbnail of it. And unlike with page 2, this time I actually blew it up to the right size. Page 2, I blew it up too big. I blew it up, let's see, to the bleed line. Hey, how you doing? Trusty, good seeing you. Hey, Shinobi Raccoon, good seeing you too. Page 2, I blew it up 138%, which is too much. Actually, 137%. So that the drawing went all the way to the bleed line. That was too much. I wanted it to only go to the live line inside the trim area. So this innermost dotted line here. So, with page 3 and the following pages, I'm going to only blow it up 123%. So I did that, made sure I pasted it on the board ahead of time so I didn't waste hours or half an hour of your time waiting for me to get things settled. And so it's pasted correctly and put it on the light board. And as you can see, it matches the live area of the page as it should. So this time it's all sized correctly, and I can just pretty much start drawing. So that's good. Let's see. P Money says, "Hey Cricket, I'm at work for the next half hour. If I get a chance while I'm at home, I'll stop by again." Okay, cool. Thank you very much, P Money. And Trusty Psychic is working on a commission, which is awesome. Very, very cool. I'm gonna turn my fan on so I don't die of heat exhaustion. I live in South Florida, so even though it's winter, it's hot. Let's see here. What else do I need to do? Let me entertain you. No. Well, I should, because I'm live streaming. But let me take my shoes off so I can. Relax my feet. Oh, I feel better already. Much better. Oh, man. I can crack my toes. Feels good. Alright. Let me put on some music. And I can draw. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit that like button, give this live stream a thumbs up, and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. And again, if you have any questions, ask away. I'll be right here. I'm probably going to be drawing for the next 2 to 3 hours, so I will be here. Let's see. Shinobi Raccoon says swing. Yes, it's electro swing, so which is even cooler.
Until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light and this whole world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I racked my brain, hoping to explain all the things that you did to me. Call me Mr. Shane. Please let me explain. Call me Mr. Shane. Means your friend. Call me Mr. Shane. Again, I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. It means
Shinobi Raccoon says there's a YouTube channel that does 24-hour electro swing stream. Yeah, I know, I've seen them. They're very cool. My problem is that a lot of those songs are copywritten, so I can't play them during my live stream, so I'll get kicked by YouTube. So I've had to find a bunch of swing music that wasn't copywritten, and that's what I like listening to it. but I didn't want to get sort of smacked in the head by YouTube for playing it during my live streams. One guy who you'll hear a lot of, well, two guys who do electro swing are Techno Axe and Odd Chap. And those two composers create electro swing music that you can play in YouTube videos without getting sort of nabbed by the YouTube police. So again, their names are Techno Axe and Odd Chap. Probably type it in there. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Number Raccoon says, I stream more on YouTube if I can find something that wouldn't get me slapped with a copyright strike. Yeah, I would say that Techno Axe especially is a really good channel to sub to because he does more than electro swing. He does all types of music. He does heavy metal. He does just tons of great music, and you'll definitely find something that you would like on his channel. All different types of genres. Hey, Nasser's here. Oh, cool. Nasser says, yeah, everybody back this book so I can pay Jason. Yeah, back this book so he can pay me. That little weasel. Nasser's trying to get free art out of me. Don't let him get away with it. Yeah, Shinobi Raccoon, make sure that you are following Nasser Rabadi. And he interviews lots of cool people like Timothy Lim. He's interviewed John Delarose, a lot of cool people. So, which is surprising considering it's Nasser. You would think they would avoid him, but they don't. They actually like talking to him. So, yeah, definitely subscribe to Nasser Rabadi's YouTube channel if you have not already. You will unfortunately have to suffer watching him play with his Rubik's Cubes every once in a while, but other than that, it's a pretty cool channel. Talks a lot about horror movies. Not always good ones, but yeah, he talks about writing and stuff. So it is worth a look, worth a sub. So what's the third Rubik's Cube that you're having problems with, Nasser? What shape is it? It's a regular cube, but curved, so I constantly have to reorient these tricky, obscurely shaped pieces. Huh, interesting. Interesting. All right. Hey, Jim O'Reilly, how you doing? Good seeing you. Hope you're having a good evening. Haha, yes, kick Nasser. Always kick Nasser. Yeah, it's like that smash button, people. Smash it. Beat it like it's Batman's sidekick. Hit that like button. I apologize if it's hard to see what I'm drawing. It's just the light table. It's kind of interfering with the look a little, the view. As you can tell, I still trace when I draw. That's good enough. That's good enough. Saw the new Black Widow trailer today, and it wasn't as good as the first one. I thought there's something about it. I don't know. I don't know why. They showed more of Taskmaster, but it didn't really thrill me. He didn't really excite me. It just kind of seemed kind of boring and generic. Um, Even though they had him, I guess, kind of doing Captain America moves. I don't know who's directing it, but it seems like they're not making it look as exciting as it should look, or at least the scenes they showed in the trailer didn't. Because in this latest trailer, the first trailer I thought was fantastic. I mean, I was really excited when I saw it, and it gave me just the feeling that I hoped I would get seeing a sort of a Black Widow movie. You know, sort of same sort of feeling of thrill I got when I saw The Winter Soldier. But this new trailer was just kind of, I don't know, just kind of fell flat for me. Hey, the Metal's here. How you doing? Crypto Comics says the Morbius trailer looked alright. Bloodshot looked dull, like Terminator 4, but John Connor is the good guy made of nanobots. Actually, I mean, the Bloodshot trailer kind of interested me. Maybe because of Vin Diesel. I mean, I never read a Bloodshot comic, so it never really, that alone never made the character interesting to me. But the trailer looked interesting. I think what I found interesting about the trailer was the whole, his memory being erased every time he goes out on an assignment, and then he's reprogrammed to do something else. I don't know if that's true to the comic or not, but in a movie, that seemed interesting to me. The fact that he's having his memory wiped clean and he doesn't know it. But the Mobius trailer, that kind of bored me too. It seemed very ordinary. I'm not sure what it was. I mean, it's like I think I mentioned yesterday. Look, it stole stuff from Batman Begins with all the bats flying around him while he's standing still. It just seemed like a lot of stuff I've seen in other movies, sort of cobbled together into one new movie. If it were on like the Sci-Fi Channel, I might say, oh, that looks pretty good for a sci-fi movie. But for a major motion picture, it just kind of was like, eh. Eric Hawkins says, "What's not to like with ScarJo and tight leather?" Yeah, that is good, but I also like I like a good exciting story to go with it, because she was in tight clothing and Ghost in the Shell, and that was not a great movie. So it takes more than ScarJo in a tight costume to make me enjoy a movie. Crypto Comics says it did look better than the original comic. The whole movie should be made of chromium, though, to live up to the valiant 90s standards. Yeah, that is true. The Metal says Morbius at least intrigues me on some level. Not a lot of trailers for adaptations do anymore. Probably because I'm hoping for more horror themes than not. Yeah, is Morbius going to be rated R? I don't know. So I don't know how much horror it will have. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Sorry, I had to get some water. Crypto Comics says all these Marvel movies look passe now, in my opinion, but Morbius didn't look as bad as I expected. So I say C+ trailer maybe. That's average. I think it's PG-13, says Crypto. Nothing provided an R vibe in that trailer. Yeah, I mean they only showed him as a vampire in like one short, like half a second, you know, clip. Um, that. Crypto comment says it would be awesome to see Snipes make an appearance as Blade though, but he's probably too old by Marvel Studio standards. Yeah, they hired a new guy to play Blade now, for Marvel because they're making another Blade movie, but they hired a new actor to play him. It's the same guy who played he was in Ghost in the Shell. He was the I can't what was his name? The black guy in Battle Angel Alita. Um, with the glasses. He looked just like the character from the book. He also starred in the Green Book and what's the other Oscar winning movie from a few years ago? Moonlight something. Um, but he's a really good actor, very good actor. Who they hired to play Blade. He also played was it Cottonmouth? I think Cottonmouth in Luke Cage, the Netflix series. Yeah, but it would be very cool if in the Blade movie, Morbius he was fighting Morbius or something. If they connected those two characters together, that would be awesome. So but whether they do or not, I have no idea. That remains to be seen. So I am just drawing a generic truck here because I I need reference to draw trucks, and at least I know sort of like where it is on the page. It's right here. It's right here. So let's see. All right. Well, dropping everything. Let's see here. All right. So I guess 2 1/4. Sorry, measuring. Measuring. 4 1/2. So Maher, can't pronounce his name. Marshala Ali. Yes. Yeah, he played Cottonmouth and he's playing Blade. Yes. Very, very good actor. So at least they're getting a great actor to play him. And he looks a lot like Wesley Snipes. So Mel says, "Oh boy, I love Cap Calloway. It's an interesting remix." Yeah, it's very good. If you look further up the chat, I mentioned two guys. I got these uh, these electro swing remixes from on YouTube. So check it out.
MDM, you're now at 7660 WEAF, New York.
Ah.
I mean the kind of music men hum or whistle when they feel on top of the world.
Ah. Dang it. Huh.
I mean the kind of music men hum or whistle when they feel on top of the world. And gentlemen, one of the many things that gives you that liftoff feeling is the pleasure of being well dressed.
Yeah, a lot of measuring when I draw, so I measure a lot.
When they feel on top of the world.
Excuse me. Uh, Metal says, yeah, I measure a lot too, especially with sequentials. Yeah, it's just easier for me to figure out where the midpoints are for, when I'm trying to center things. And yeah, I guess I could eyeball it, but I would mess up. So I feel better measuring twice and then drawing once. Huh, interesting. Pardon me. I'm yawning. Hey, Farmer Dan, how you doing? How are the cows? I'm just penciling page 3 for this horror anthology comic I'm working on. So it's written by Nasser Rabadi. Uh, how's that look? I don't know if you can see that. Getting there. Getting there. Farmer Dan says, my wife has a light box, but I've never used it. I kind of want to try to use it after watching you and number one Marmaduke fan. Yeah, I mean, light tables are very, 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 very useful. I mean, I used, I've had this light table since probably since the mid 90s. I've never had to change the bulb. It's really good. Um, it's, and I use it a lot. And the cool thing is it's portable. I can take it with me on trips and stuff. Just plug it in. It's very light. Um, you know, I if you're an artist, I would say definitely get a light box. You will save yourself a lot of headaches. I mean, if you draw traditionally, I mean, if you use a computer, you probably don't need one. But you know, I for references, for tracing, like I'm doing here, I'm tracing thumbnails that I've blown up. I mean, a light table is invaluable. So I highly recommend them. Hey, Furby King's here. Hey, hello. Metal says I just have a glass desk with a light mounted underneath it. I prefer a light box like that, but when you're on a budget, you make it work. Yeah, yeah. You use what you have at hand. This one, I mean, when I've looked at light boxes to buy, I've been really surprised how expensive they are now. Because when I bought this, it wasn't that expensive. It maybe cost, I want to say, $30 when I bought it, and it's what size is it? This thing is it's a good size. It's 12 by 10. You know, it's it's pretty big. Has a handle. This thing here is a handle that you can use to carry it with. You can also use it to stand it up on an angle like that. I mean, it's pretty useful. But yeah, when I looked more recently, this is back in the '90s. When I looked more recently for light tables, I mean they're really expensive. I was like, what the? I don't understand why they cost so much now. So yeah, definitely if you can make do with a glass table and a light underneath it, use that. It does the same thing. Um, but yeah, I am very much a frugal person, so I don't like spending a lot of money on stuff. And if I can't, you know, if something costs a lot of money, I'm probably not going to get it. I think the most expensive thing, is my computer. That in terms of drawing supplies, and that's mainly by necessity. I pretty much need a computer to work. So. Let's see. Eric Hawkins says, I've used the sun and a window before. Yeah, me too, but it's a pain in the butt, and I hated doing it. My arms would get tired. It was never a good. I could never clearly see. Half of it was guessing what was underneath. So, first chance I got, I bought a light table. I was like, yay! I don't have to hold my drawing up against a window anymore. Um, So Nasser's book is a horror comic. Yes, it is. It's a horror comic. So it's an anthology. It'll be four separate stories in one comic. It'll be 20 pages long. The Metal says I was lucky as a kid. My grandma bought me a Fisher Price drawing desk with with every compartment you could want, an overhead lamp and a light in the surface. Oh wow! It'd be way too small now, but I miss it. Yeah, that sounds cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of the first time I saw a light table. It's probably in college. Maybe in high school, but I think it was in college. Um, Farmer Dan says, will it be black and white or color? This is going to be a black and white comic book. Just to save on costs. I can color, but I don't like to. I kind of hate it. It takes for me coloring takes a long time, a lot longer than it takes for me to draw or ink. So it would be, I mean, unless it's just flats, then that's pretty easy. But actual color work is a pain. We're gonna have we're gonna color the cover as a stretch goal. If it makes $15,000, then I'll color the cover, but that'll be it. The rest of the comic book will be black and white. Farmer Dan says, good. I think there needs to be more black and white books. Yeah, and plus I think black and white works really well with horror. I like the sort of contrast, high starkness of black and white art. You know. I think of horror, I tend to think black and white, whether it's because of black and white movies or, artists like Bernie Wrightson or a lot of the old EC comics. Um, you know, Very atmospheric film noir look. Um, the metal says, I think horror can be more impactful without color, unless it's thematically monotone or something. Yeah, no, I agree. Farmer Dan says, forces art to focus on composition and making his art as strong as possible. Yeah, and for me, it forces me to focus on putting shadows in the work because I have a tendency towards my style is sort of I call it kind of 70s style art where I don't use a lot of heavy blacks in my drawing. It forces me to put in blacks where I otherwise would not, um, and try to make things look a little more dramatic. Gotta spot those blacks. Yeah, I know. I love spotted blacks. I wish I were better at it. Um, but you know, this will definitely help. Drawing a black and white horror comic will definitely help me improve my spotted blacks. I find that takes the most time with drawing these pages is just trying to figure out the shadows because I tend to draw um, almost like a coloring book where I draw the outlines. I don't really focus on the shading as much, and that has been a weakness of mine in the past. Farmer Dan says I've been trying to improve my inking lately. It's definitely a weak point for me. Yeah, me too. Because I am by training, like personal training, a penciler. I never thought about inking my own work. I always figured, I'll be a penciler, and then someone else will have to worry about doing the shadows and everything, and they can do the inking. But I've learned obviously over the course of years that you don't always have an inker ready for you, and you have to provide, or even if you do, you have to provide reference in terms of what to color in for the inker. When I was sending samples to Marvel and DC for years, they would say, "Oh, I like the art, but they you need to put some shading in there, make it look more three dimensional, or your art looks too flat, or what have you." So I've sort of forced myself to try to use more blacks, um, and I'm still working on it. The metal says, I'm hatching and spotting more than I used to. Trying to draw as if I'm not coloring, even when I am. I tend to kind of go coloring book as well if I don't think about it. Yeah, I really have to intentionally make things look three-dimensional through the use of shadow. If I don't, I will lapse right back into old bad habits. One artist I really like, is probably my favorite artist, comic book artist, is Alan Davis. He's done tons of books, tons of X-Men books. He wrote and drew the Nail for DC Comics. He did the Fantastic Four: The End book for Marvel. He's been, he used to draw Excalibur, but he's really, really good at using black and whites and spotting blacks and sort of making things look three-dimensional. And I would like to be a better artist, more of an artist like him. But yeah, that takes lots of years of practice and experience. So no way to get around it. Eric Hawkins says, shading is a weak point for me. I tend to draw with the intention of coloring later. Yeah, me too. The metal says, I think the last page of my webcomic ended up with more ink on it than not, since I was trying to get that cavern lighting down. Oh, Eric Hawkins says, some artists use gloss of blacks to hide mistakes and just to avoid drawing things they can't draw. Yeah, I've talked to some artists at conventions, and they've mentioned doing that. The thing is that they're so good that unless they had told me, I wouldn't have known that. So I need to become a good enough artist that I can fake it to the point where, people looking at my comics don't know that I'm just spotting blacks to cover up my mistakes and things I can't draw. That's my goal. Eric Hawkins says, I love his Excalibur stuff. You can see his influence in your style. Oh, okay. I guess that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I don't want to be a clone of him or anyone else, but I do. There's a lot of stuff of his that I like. A lot of things in his art. So you will definitely see lots of. I'm sure if you look at my art long enough, you'll see lots of Alan Davis, a lot of John Byrne, a lot of Dave Cockrum, all the artists that I've traced growing up. You will probably see their stuff in my work. Farmer Dan says, I've used my webcomic as a way to try to experiment and get my digital skills up. It's definitely a learning curve for me to try to translate analog stuff to digital. Yeah, I still have not mastered that yet. Drawing digitally is still kind of a pain in the butt for me. That's why I draw by hand and then scan it in. I can draw on the computer with a tablet, but I don't enjoy it. So. The metal says art is like a magic trick. It doesn't matter what happens in the process. It only matters what the audience sees. Yeah, that's true. That is true. He says, yeah, I use mine for experimentation as well. It feels like a place I can do it. I can do that without people caring because they get it for free. Yeah. Yep. You're getting art for free. You can't really complain about it. So, digital comics are pretty cool that way. Now this comic, you guys will be paying for, so I have to try to do it. I have to try to do a good job on it. I'll try not to experiment too much, in a sense that it looks like I am using the book as my personal guinea pig. Farmer Dan says, Oh wow! Fortunately, my wife bought me a Cintiq for our anniversary, and that has made it easier. Dang, you are a very lucky man. Cool. Yeah, I would like to get a Cintiq, but it is a little out of my price range. I mean, it may have gone down since the last time I looked, but I saw the price of one. I was like, I think I'll keep drawing by hand. Eric Hawkins says, I love how he draws women's hands. The two in the middle together and the pinky and index finger separated. Just something about it I always loved. Oh, you're talking about Alan Davis. Oh, yeah. He always draws women's hands, or sometimes men's hands, too. He'll draw them like, you know, he'll draw like the thumb, and then he'll draw like, yeah, he'll draw the middle and the index finger, no, the middle finger and then the ring finger together, like that. You know, and yeah, it's pretty cool. He has a very distinctive style, but I mean, it's not. Well, I guess it is. It's as distinctive as John Burns, but John Burns is like extremely distinctive. Um, I mean, I can see a John Byrne drawing a mile away with like that. That's an Alan Davis hand. Um, but but Alan Davis, there's something about it. He's just really, really, really good. I mean, if you want me to buy a comic book, tell me that Alan Davis drew it. And if you really want me to buy it, tell me that he wrote and drew it. He's a fantastic writer. There's another book that he it was Clandestine. It was his own creation for Marvel Comics, and I love that book. But of course, I think Marvel screwed him over or something, and he stopped writing it and drawing it after about 8 issues or something. But it was so good. It was about a family of, they weren't mutants, but they were like a family of they were the offspring of a genie and a human and a man who had been granted immortality by the genie. So they were all born with like weird special powers, each one of them. And they were all like really long lived. They weren't completely immortal, but they all lived for like hundreds of years. So I mean, it was a really good comic book. And then they intersplice. They would have them interacting with other Marvel characters like Daredevil and Doctor Strange and stuff. It was really well done. It came out in the mid '90s, and I think it lasted. I think the characters were still in Marvel Comics up until the early 2000s. I think. Farmer Dan says, indeed, I had no idea when I opened it. She really saw it as something that she thought would help me to relax. Help you to relax. Yeah, honey, I want you to relax. Here's a $2,000 drawing tablet for you. Wow, that'll help me relax. I'm not really a farmer after all. Honestly, I just drew that little farmer avatar one day and was trying to think of a name. That's cool. Hey, man. Don't worry, I am not really a cricket in real life either, so. Despite what my avatar says, I am not actually a cricket. Eric Hawkins says there was one X-Men annual that Alan Davis did that really made me like his style. His figures just flow so well and look natural. Yeah, I think that's what I like about them. They're extremely... They're organic, but they're really, really strong. Yeah, he's just a great artist. Or he's a great overall artist. So, and he's gotten better with time. I remember his first stuff. I wasn't that crazy about. I mean, I know he drew for DC. He did like Batman and stuff, and I liked it. I didn't really like his Excalibur work though. Um, it wasn't until he was actually drawing the X-Men. Well, he was drawing X-Men around the same time he was drawing Excalibur. Um, and I liked his X-Men stuff, but I didn't really like his Excalibur work. Um, but then afterwards, he would go. He drew the Avengers for a while. He took over for George Perez when he come back in the early 2000s. Um, he's worked on so many books, and he's just done stellar work in everything every book he's been on. I wish he would draw more, but that stuff takes time. I mean, how what time did I start drawing? 11 o'clock. It's about 12:30 now, and this is all I got done. You know, it's like I'm tracing. I'm tracing thumbnails, so you would think I'd be further along by now, but drawing takes time. So as much as I wish that Alan Davis would have more output, um, you know, it's only one man. Can only do so much. So um, Metal says, I feel betrayed and lied to by everyone here. Oh, because Farmer Dan's not really a farmer and I'm not really a cricket? Yeah, unfortunately, that's the internet for you. Farmer Dan is so outraged I am not actually the conscience of a wooden boy that he is going to unsub from me now, which is very disappointing for me because I had hoped to have a fake farmer as a sub, but now he's leaving. Why? Um, Eric Hawkins is actually an Eric though, so that's good news. Um, Comic Legend says last night I had a dream you created, wrote, and drew your own comic, and it made a lot of money. That's a nice dream. Hopefully it'll come true one day. Eric Hawkins says, did you pick the name Jiminy Cricket because there's a famous cricket player? Ha ha ha! Funny. With your name? No, it's just because I've always liked Jiminy Cricket, and yeah, that's the main reason why I like the character. So it could have just as easily been Winnie the Pooh because I like Winnie the Pooh, or what other characters do I like? I like Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah, Jiminy Cricket he just happened to be the lucky guy that day, I guess. Comic Legend said, oh, wait, hold on, I'm skipping stuff. Farmer Dan says, basically I was too lazy to log into my actual account on my phone, so I just stuck with this one on my phone. Yeah, I guess Farmer Dan is a sock puppet account, since it's not your main account. Comic Slasher says you need to sweep your lines, more confidence in your lines, think sweeping motions. Yeah, it's just I guess if you're talking about what I'm drawing now. Yeah, this is just the way I draw. I tend to, you know, I don't really do sweeping motions when I draw.
Public Enemy number 3, 10 years ago, was released today from the federal penitentiary after serving 11 years.
Because when I'm drawing, I'm thinking at the same time and thinking of, is this the best way to depict this? And I'm not sure. I'm never sure. Hey, Xbox, how you doing? Good seeing you. Eric Hawkins says, I was trying to find that Spawn comic you did, and I came across the cricket player. I couldn't find it without purchasing the entire playset. Yeah, every once in a while you'll be able to find on eBay just the comic book itself for sale. I know one of my classmates from college bought it. But yeah, most of the time it's within the playset, and the person selling it is trying to sell the whole deal. So yeah, I mean, a place that's not that much, or shouldn't be. I mean, it probably only costs like $20, but you know, if you don't have to, don't buy them. Well, I don't know. I have the place that they gave me a copy sitting on my bookshelf right here. But I haven't opened it up in probably 20 years. So, and if you do get it, I apologize in advance for the coloring. The coloring is garbage. When I got the comic in the mail from Todd McFarlane, I opened it up. It's like, oh man, cool. I opened it up and I was like, oh my gosh, they ruined it. I have no idea who colored it. It was right when computer coloring had come into vogue, and whoever colored it didn't know what the heck they were doing. Everything looked brown and muddy, and completely obscured the inks. The inks were great. Whoever they hired to do the inking did a great job, because I got half the pages back. The inker got the other half of the pages. But the inking looked really good, but the coloring was really bad. Farmer Dan says, glad I subbed. Wish I had known you had a channel prior to Edwin's stream earlier tonight. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm glad I saw Edwin's stream. I mean, I don't always have time to there's so many channels out there, and even though I'm a mod on his channel, I don't really show up that much, just because I'm doing other things. But yeah, I'm glad that I was able to let some more people know that what I do, and that I do live stream. I mean, usually, if you look at the rest of my videos, I mean, half of them are live streams, half of them are sort of speed drawings set to music. But with this book, it's sort of forcing me, or rather, I'm forcing myself to live stream every day, or try to, because I am kind of an introvert, so I would much rather not live stream than live stream. So I tend to procrastinate doing it. I'll tell myself, it's like, oh yeah, you'll live stream like 3 times a week or more. That'd be good. And then I'll live stream like once a week, or like once every 2 or 3 weeks. And that pretty much kills your channel when you don't have new content on a regular basis. So this comic book, what I'm working on with Nasser, is sort of forcing me, or compelling me to live stream every day, so you guys can see the process of what I'm doing. So, and I'm basically copying what Duck to Naples and Gary Shipman are doing with their books, which is a great idea on their part. I mean, I really enjoy watching them drawing, while these books, while I watch. I mean, I don't, sometimes I'm working on my own stuff while they're working on theirs, but it's cool seeing them work and their technique and stuff. I find it very, very interesting. Hey, Farmer Dan, you take care. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for subbing. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please be like Farmer Dan and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell for notifications, and also give this live stream a thumbs up. Oh man, Marv Wolfman had a cameo on a CW show. Which one? Now I'm scared. The medal says I tend to do mostly small strokes myself. My art teacher hated it, but still always loved my work, so whatever. Yeah. Inkspot says I do small strokes sometimes, longer strokes when I want to change it up. Doesn't matter, only lasts 5 minutes either way. Comic Selection says, do you still do your daily portrait drawings? No, not right now. It was just, it was too much pressure. I felt, and again, it's like, I felt, I mean, it wasn't really pressure, but it was just like, I felt the sort of internal pressure to perform and to produce, a finished drawing every day, and it went from being fun to being a pain in the butt, and I would try to do them ahead of time, not do them ahead of time, but I would try to, I would live stream them, but I would try to do live streams like, several days before I would actually post them on Twitter or Facebook, and it was just like I could never keep up. So I sort of stopped. I mean, I'll get back into it at some point, but I've done it off and on over the past 5 years. So actually more than 5. No, it's about 5 years. So I'm just taking a break for now. I'm trying to focus on getting Nasser stuff done right now. So. Eric Hawkins says, that's what I'm doing, working on pages while watching and listening. Okay, cool. Oh, neat. He was on the final part of the Crisis crossover. It wasn't great. So much potential wasted. Wait, it's over? I thought the Crisis crossover didn't. I thought it didn't start up again until the 19th of January. It's already. It already did it. Yeah, I mean, I watched the first part before it. Before Christmas. And the CW's Crisis was pretty lame. It was just what I liked about it was the cameos by former actors who were on various DC shows like Smallville or Birds of Prey or the old Batman TV series from the Adam West series. That's what I liked about it. Sort of the story itself, even though it was taken from Crisis on Infinite Earths, it wasn't that great. It was kind of weak. But I do want to see how it ended up. So I guess I'll have to find it. I'll have to find it on the interwebs and check it out. The final 2 episodes were tonight. Oh my gosh, dang it, missed it. Figures. Oh well. I will be searching the interwebs for copies of those episodes. Actually, so I guess I have to watch. I'm gonna have to download and watch Supergirl, Batwoman, Arrow, and The Flash. And I'm not sure if Legends of Tomorrow is included in there. I'll have to check Google, find out which ones are, what's involved, what I missed. See, I wish I had Mike Miller's skill at drawing clothing and fabric. Oh my gosh, stop it. Are you kidding me, Eric Hawkins? Ezra Miller's Flash had a cameo? Are you joking? You gotta be kidding me. It was Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow tonight. Okay. What about the Flash? Is that? I mean, that's on Tuesdays. I'm surprised that. Huh. I'm gonna have to check this out. Why would? Oh man. I'm trying to figure out how or why Ezra Miller's Flash would have a cameo on the CW. I mean, they must be desperate to get people to want to watch that dopey movie he has coming out. If it's still coming out, I assume it is. But I mean, it would have been way cooler if, well, again, they're big stars, so it's probably easiest to get him. Ezra Miller's not really doing much, so don't tell Booster that I said that. I'm sure that Booster Kiwi has DVR'd that episode if Ezra Miller showed up. The Flash comes back the 19th, I think. Okay, that's what threw me off. I assumed that they were all coming back the same week, and that's when Crisis would start up again. So, dang it. Can't believe I missed that. Ah, well. Such is life, such is life. Eric Clarkson says, I missed the Ezra cameo because I was drawing, but my brother told me about it. I think your brother was pulling your leg. At least I hope so. Oh man, the metal says the clip of the cameo was shared in a DM. Booster and I were both in, and he's seen it from that at least. If he didn't catch the whole thing, man. Okay, I guess it's true. Hey, did they show the Swamp Thing from the canceled DC channel? DC streaming service. That show was great. It's a shame that thing. I mean, that show got canceled like before it even aired. I think. What is this? Let's see. Evan Hotep is here. Eric Hawkins says, yep, I just watched the clip. It's true. A little weird, but true. Why? Oh, well. CW can't get any worse, so might as well throw Ezra Miller in there. Might as well. Now I'm gonna have to think about this. See the window here with the moonlight? You have to I want to put the shadow or the light casting on his head, on his body, across his body. I'll do that later. Probably off stream because it's going to take me a while to figure that out. It's going to take me a while to puzzle that out. You notice I am sort of doing like a coloring book type look. There aren't a lot of dark shadows in here. Well, I mean, I've X'd out where it's going to be all black. So there will be shadow, but again, a lot of the stuff it takes me so long to figure it out that it's best just to do that off camera because it frustrates me trying to figure it out. I don't want to frustrate you guys watching me try to figure it out. Evan Hotep says, "Are you on D and Q this week?" I haven't. I don't know. I haven't looked to see what the topic is. So I'll have to check and find out what the subject is, and then I guess I'll give it a shot. I think if it's something that I'm somewhat familiar with. I mean, there have been a few weeks where I didn't know what the topic was. I didn't understand what it was. So Eric Hawkins says, "I don't even know what they're doing this week. I haven't been on in 2 weeks." Yeah, yeah, I'll have to check the Discord and find out what they're going to be working on. Let's see. I could be wrong, but I believe they're doing Canadian Shield. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll do Canadian Shield. It looks like fun. Rick Piper deserves to have his stuff promoted. So yeah, definitely, I will give it a shot. Not familiar with the character though. I mean, I know I think he's a Native American. I think. And that's all I really know about him. And he's really strong. So, but yeah, looks fun. I like his costume. I like the costume that Rick came up for him. Came up, yeah, for him. Next week is Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. Now, what do I know about? The only thing I know about Final Fantasy is from the movies, the CGI movies that they've made over the years. So I know who Cloud is. And I know that Tifa. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, they have. You know what? They need to get what's his name into Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition next week for Final Fantasy. They need to get what is his name? It's killing me now. He does those drawings that of the really buxom women on Twitter, and he got in trouble for it. What is his name? You know, he's like, you know, he's a. You guys know what his name is. Um, anyway, he should draw Tifa because they had that big stink about changing the way she looks because she apparently wasn't politically correct enough, and so they reduced her bosom and everything. So Pablo Romero, thank you, great Scott. Pablo Romero, yeah, they need Pablo Romero on Final Fantasy Fan Edition. Um, so he can draw Tifa. If he's not on, I'm gonna draw Tifa. Really buxom. I demand everyone draw Vincent Valentine. Anyone who doesn't will officially break my heart. I don't know that character. Was he? Maybe I do, because he may have been in that movie with Cloud, that really good one with the great animation. Excuse me. I am talking so much that my throat is drying out. Ugh. Excuse me. Okay, the medal says, yeah, okay, I know him then. He's a vampire edgelord with a crimson cape in that film. Yeah, yeah, he's a cool character. Yeah. Now, what's a chocobo? The medal is that like flaming like lion thing with a flaming tail? The big yellow bird they ride. Okay, I don't know that much about it. Sorry. I have to look. I'm going to have to look all these characters and creatures up before next week. Okay. Guys, I will be right back. I'm gonna, I'm gonna get something to eat and drink. I'll be back in a second. Okay? Hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I have to go get some beef jerky because I loves me some beef jerky. Okay. All right. Let's finish this off. Let us finish this off. It's 1 o'clock right now. Let's see if we can get this done. Well, I can get it. Well, I can get it done by 2. Let's see if we can get it done by 1:30. I'll leave it. It doesn't matter. I'm getting too fussy with angles and stuff. Leave it, leave it, leave it. Nobody's going to measure it. No one's going to know unless they watch this video and listen to me saying that. Okay, I won't get this done by 1:30. I will get it done by 2. Evan Hotep says, I might be biased. I think video games are a waste of time. Metal replies, I'm not sure if I call them a waste of time myself. Maybe counterproductive if I use more precise language. Sometimes people are looking to waste time and not be productive. Yeah, I don't play that many video games. I think partly because there's a strong part of me inside my my brain pan that tells me that's a waste of time. But I enjoy video games quite a bit, and I can get wrapped up in them. But I find myself feeling guilty if I play them too much, because I'll spend hours like years ago. I got really sucked into playing um, this one phone game called it was a car game. It was a racing game. Airborne, was that what it was called? I can't remember. It was a really popular one. It was a great game. You could play against people all around the world. I would compete in all the tournaments and stuff. I was like, oh man, I got to get in the top 100 and stuff. I played that game for months. Spent all my free time playing it. And I finally stopped and started thinking, it's like, why am I investing so much of my time and energy playing this game when I'm not getting paid for it? I could be drawing. I could be doing something that's actually making me money. But I'm playing a game for what? To have bragging rights among people I've never even seen and never will see. I've never talked to even on the internet. I just play against them. On my phone. It's like, what's the point? Okay, I have. I'm trying to. Oh, well, if I win this tournament, I'll get 5,000 gold coins. It's like, it's not real money. So why am I wasting all my time doing it? And once I stopped and thought about that, I just stopped. I haven't played it since. Kind of, because it literally sucked up. If I calculated all the time I spent playing that game, it's probably well over a month of time. Over the course of like 2 years that I wasted playing that game. Nixie says people spend thousands of dollars on mobile games. Yeah, I'm not that crazy. I refuse to spend one penny on a mobile game. I'll download it for free and I'll waste my time playing it, but I'm not going to waste my money. I'm not. No. I'm extremely frugal when it comes to stuff like that. I don't like wasting my money. I don't like flushing my money down the drain, because I am broke enough as it is. But yeah, I mean, they can waste a lot of time, video games. Um, if you're like a pro, if you're a professional gamer, yeah, that's one thing. I mean, I do spend a fair amount of time watching this one video game player on YouTube named Typical Gamer. And he plays like Fortnite, he plays Grand Theft Auto and stuff. And it's neat watching him, but he gets paid money from YouTube. he's a big YouTuber, so he has like 9 million subscribers and stuff. So he's doing that, but it's his job. He makes millions of dollars every year by doing it. Me playing video games, I don't get paid anything. So really, what am I getting out of it other than I'm getting enjoyment? But if you're spending a lot of time that could be better spent, sort of you know either making money or spending time with your family or whatever, and you're spending it playing a video game where you're not really getting any real benefit from it, then I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I can easily get sucked into that sort of thing. It's just that I guess over the years I've just sort of forced myself not to, or to snap out of it after a while, because I have gotten sucked into it from time to time. Yeah, Nick says I love playing too, but time you can't get back. Yeah, that's true. It's like life is short enough as it is. It's like, and again, it's like I like playing video games, but it's just I have to you have to put it in its proper place in terms of priorities, like anything else. Whether it's video games, comic books, or what have you. Watching YouTube videos. I get sucked into watching YouTube videos now. It's like, oh, cool. It's like I wonder what wonder what Johnny's doing this week with his dog. Ah, I can't wait to see it. And it's like, Johnny's getting paid money to film with he and his dog, running around acting stupid. What? Why are you wasting so much of your time watching them? All you're doing is wasting time. And again, I have to sort of snap myself out of that because I am easily um, distracted by things like that. So it's like instead of watching Johnny, you know, on his live stream with his dog, why don't you live stream and try to get more followers so that you and Nasser's comic book has a halfway decent chance of actually being successful. It's like but Johnny and his dog. Yeah, so I got him. I'm a sucker for dog videos. I'm sorry. And YouTube knows it. It keeps on suggesting new funny dog videos for me to watch. Stupid YouTube. Evan Hotep says, I think video games were fun at some point, but I found that a lot of the games I was playing had more interesting stories, and the playing part was just a barrier to the next part of the story. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I find I could skip a lot of that by just watching the um what's it called, the animatics I can, for video games. So like if I know of a video game, I'll just watch like the 2 hour sort of cutscenes sewn together, so I can just watch the story. I won't have to waste time playing the game. Hey, whatever happened to G4? Huh? And it kind of disappeared. Art of Reese says, I love you, light table." Yes, I love my light table too. My light table is very awesome, very helpful to me. Oops, bumping my head against the camera. In the blaze of your love, the sparks fly over again. In the blaze of your love, I'm standing on embers again. In the blaze of your love, the sparks fly over again. In the blaze of your love, I'm standing on embers again. Chasing highs to escape my lows. When the dust finds me, I'm ready to go. I've made my calls to get my feet. And my soul is turned to dreams. I'm standing on embers again. Chasing highs to escape my lows. When the dust finds me, I'm ready to go. I've made my calls to get my fix. And my soul is turning to dreams. Mm. The sparks fly over again. In the blaze of your love, I'm standing on embers again. I'm chasing highs to escape my lows. When the dust finds me, I'm ready to go. I've made my calls to get my fix. And my soul is turning to dreams. Yeah, that is true. The metal. He says the internet killed it more than anything else. How can shows like Extended Play and Attack of the Show compete when it happens, when as it happens, compete with as it happens web updates? That's true. I mean, YouTube is, you know, I think YouTube has pretty much replaced any sort of tech show that might come on a regular basis because it's it's instantaneous pretty much. I mean, you can make a YouTube video and put it on, 5 seconds after something happens, or just live stream it. So, what is the point of having unless the network completely changed to a web-based sort of deal where they actually live streamed stuff like that on the channel. That might work, but who knows? David Hotep says, I thought it died because Mun left. Who's that, Livia Mun?
I think of fire in connection with emotions, because when you become stirred up, when your emotions control your actions, it affects not only yourself, but the people around you. Psychologists find that control of emotions can be gained by understanding the stimulus-response pattern. When you have certain experiences, you respond with various emotions, stimulus response. Just as this sort of stimulus produces this sort of involuntary emotional response. Nature endows us at first with three general patterns of emotional response. Rage is the response to the primary stimulus of force, something interfering with our equilibrium. Fear is the response to loud noises or loss of support. And the emotional response to love is usually the result of a show of affection or faith. And these seem to be the emotions with which we start life.
Excuse me. Oh man, the metal says I used to like Sessler way back when. once had a conversation with him that somehow got onto the subject of how Batman uses the bathroom with his use on the prowl. Came to the conclusion he must be using a catheter. Oh man. Well, you don't think Batman can install a zipper into his bat suit? Why not depends? Why does he have to use a catheter? I can't really see Batman using a catheter because, he's fighting guys all the time when he's on patrol. So if he gets kicked there, even if he's wearing a cup, I don't think he wants to have a catheter inside of his, hoo-ha. Or is that a hoo-ha or is that a ding-dong or whatever? Inside of his phallus while he is wearing a catheter. It would not be pleasant. I think Batman's smarter than that. Metal says Batman can withstand anything for justice. Must be a masochist then. Because that would be horrific. Just thinking about it. No thanks. I would wear the pens over a catheter. I mean, he has a butler. His butler can just, wipe him down when he comes home. He doesn't have to worry about it. Why waste time with a bat cat? Alright, let's see here. Okay, almost done. You can kind of see it here with the light table off. Almost done. A lot of the areas are going to be in shadow, like down here, 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 here. All under the bed here is going to be in shadow. Gonna have cobwebs in there, so. P Money says, "Hey, Cricket, got your show on and Mike's show. Man, I'm missing Mike's show. Dag nabbit." Yeah. So, a lot of that stuff's gonna be filled in with black, and also, once the stream is over, I'm gonna be working on the shading on a lot of this because, like I said before, you have this window here, and I want the light from the moon to be the shadows to be falling on him as he's sleeping. So you're gonna see that once I've figured out exactly what how I'm going to have that light play. So it's almost finished. It's 150. I'm going to try to be more or less done in the next 10 minutes. That would be good. I just have to draw him while he's getting out of bed here in this scene, and then next panel he's poking his head out the door. So gotta draw his little head coming out of the door. And I'm using a smaller pencil for that. I'm using what is this, a 0.5 millimeter lead. So it'll allow me to draw a little smaller. I think I'm gonna draw him spooky looking a little. That's gonna draw his his eyes open, but I'm gonna black him out like Casper. No, Casper has big eyes. P-Mike says, "Oh great, I had to time someone out on Mike's channel." That's because Mike's channel is filled with hooligans and ruffians. You never have to time anyone out on my channel, unless it's Nasser. Always kick Nasser. Nick C says, "Too much drama is bad for everybody." Yeah, I agree. I mean, drama can be fun to a point, but after a while it gets destructive and is not good. So I prefer less drama. I prefer no drama. The Metal says, "I'm a hooligan. I just choose to be tame on cool people's chats." Oh, cool. Well, thank you very much, The Metal. I appreciate your not knocking over things, beating up people, smashing windows, and spray painting the walls while you're on my channel. P-Mike says, sounds like a challenge. How can I get myself timed out from Cricket's channel? I don't know. I'm not sure how. I mean, my rules are kind of the same as Mike's, so, no cursing, if you please. And, no being excessively mean to people. So, I suppose if you kept breaking those rules, I might time you out. But other than that, I think you're pretty safe. Excuse me. Let's see. Bullet says, "I don't like Nasser. What now?" Um. Well, I mean, that isn't that pretty much the baseline. I mean, who likes Nasser? I'm kidding. Everyone dislikes Nasser in a fun way. Nasser is the annoying little brother of what used to be Comicsgate. So, um, you know, we tease Nasser because we like him. Everyone likes Nasser, even though he's annoying sometimes. He's the I mean, I can't knock Nasser too much because the guy produces. He I mean, he's put out more comic books you know than most of the people who are ragging on him. So and he does it on time, and the quality is pretty good. So what am I gonna say? That's one of the reasons why I'm working with him. Yeah, yeah, bullet poop. Yeah, no cursing, please. So, P. says, "How can we not like Nasser when he lets me kick him every time I see him and he comes back for more?" Yeah, exactly. Nasser is a good. He's a good egg. He has a good sense of humor. He doesn't take himself too seriously. So, you know, he's good people. Don't tell him I said that, but Nasser's all right. You just don't let him know. Let's see. Well, it says, "So, are you saying I should like you and fold like you and work with him?" I would say that Nasser would be a good person to work with. Yes, I would. Make sure you get paid, but no matter who you're working with. But I trust Nasser as much as I would trust anyone in Comicsgate. I would say, and I would trust him more than a lot of people I've met through Comicsgate. I'm glad he's watching more horror classic since he wants to write so much horror. God learn from the grace beneath you. Yeah, giants beneath you. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was shocked when Nasser told me, what he has not watched or what he has not read in terms of horror. I was like, you said you're a fan of horror. How could you not have watched, classic Hammer films from the 1960s and 70s, like Dracula, or um, the Werewolf of London. I mean, you have to. It's like saying that you're a big fan of comic books, but you've never read X-Men or Fantastic Four or Superman. It's like if you're a fan of comic books, you have to have at least read these things or seen these things. You have to have a background to. I mean, if you're gonna be writing in a certain genre, you should have a very good wealth of knowledge about the greats of that genre. Um, Nixie says, always give Nasser credit for questioning Marvel's business practices to your faces. Oh yeah, definitely. But Nasser has guts, and that's one of the things I like about him. I mean, I think most of us, including me, I mean, we're scared of blowback if we say the wrong things to the wrong person, and that person, we're getting around people remembering that I said it or did it, and people sort of live in fear. I mean, that's where the whole cancel culture idea comes from, making people afraid of saying something that might offend the wrong people, and then having their careers destroyed because of it. I mean, that's part of what Comicsgate came out of. But Nasser doesn't care. He's just like, whatever. I'm gonna say what I need to say, and that's cool. And he's not a jerk about it. I mean, some people are jerks about it. I won't mention names, but some people are jerks about expressing their views and their opinions. Nasser really isn't. I mean, he's pretty sedate about it, relatively. Unless you really, really push him. I mean, but Nasser, I think, someone mentioned that Nasser's young. Yeah, Art of Reed. He is young, and he does need to learn some tact in many ways. But I mean, he he's he's getting there, and you know, I keep telling people, or telling myself as well, and by the time Nasser is our age, and I'm speaking generally, I mean, most of us, I'm guessing, are between 30 and 50. Nasser is quite a bit younger than us. By the time he's our age, he's gonna have the experience and just the life knowledge to be pretty impressive. So, both as a writer and as a someone sort of negotiating their way through the industry. So it's pretty cool. It's gonna be cool to see him grow as a creator over the next several years. So keep an eye on Nasser Rabadi. If you can, buy his books. Make sure they're autographed, because he might be the next Stephen King. You never know. Or he might be the next bum on the street with a sign saying, "We'll write for food." Could go either way. So, but I'm going to bet on the former. Somebody says Stardust is the first Indiegogo physical comic I ever got, so it does hold a special place in my house. Yeah, me too. First one I received is, I backed it after I backed, Cyberfrog and Lone Star. But it was the first one to show up at my door. I was like, dang, that's pretty good. And it, came. I think it came in October, and I bought it, I think, in August, so it didn't take long at all. Very impressive. So I want to make sure, we're trying our best to make sure that Nasser's track record doesn't get ruined by me. So I'm gonna try to get these pages out, or as many of them as I can, finished before the campaign starts in 2 months. So that's another reason why I'm sort of live streaming me drawing them, so you guys can see me actually working on them, and you won't have to wonder and questions like, when's up? Is that guy? Are they actually working on that book? Are they ever gonna get it finished? It's like, well, I'm gonna try to draw them in front of you so you guys can see that I'm working on them, and have your minds put at ease. Well, this is, I don't trust anyone. That might be wise. My mom, best advice my mom ever gave me was the only two people you can count on in life are yourself and God. And half the time you can't count on yourself. And that's true. Because we're all human. We all let each other down. None of us can do everything we mean to do or plan to do. So, I'm not saying don't trust people, but I mean, in reality, there are probably less than 10 people in your life that you can really trust and count on. At least that's my guesstimation. I know they're, I mean, I have lots of friends, but people that I can count on, it's less than 10. Oh my gosh. Astro Zombies, has he seen that, I wonder? Probably not. It depends. Astro Zombies, I've never heard of it. If it's a really bad movie, Nasser's probably seen it. Nasser seems to be attracted to bad movies. Or he'll watch the same movie like 20 times over instead of spending that time wisely watching great movies. He'll watch Child's Play 20 times, and instead of that, he should be watching Child's Play once, and then 19 better movies than Child's Play, one time each as well. But Nasser doesn't do that. P. says, honestly, I actually watched Nasser lunch streams religiously when he used to do them. Oh my gosh. I think I saw a couple of them, and it frustrated the heck out of me because Nasser would have 25 to 30 people watching him smacking on a sandwich, not saying a word, just staring at the camera while he's eating a sandwich. He'd have 25 to 30 people watching him do that during lunch, and I have 8 people watching me draw a comic book page over the course of 3 hours. And Nasser would have more, like 3 times as many people watching him eat a sandwich, doing nothing. And I was like, Nasser. So, but they were funny streams. And Nasser is entertaining. And he's more. I find him more entertaining than I am. I mean, I'm kind of boring, but Nasser is able to. Even if he's just like doing a Rubik's cube, he's able to keep the conversation going. And even if he's just by himself, but he's able to keep your interest. And I cannot fault him for that. That's a very good quality to have. Bullet says, will this be black and white or color? This will be a black and white comic book. So that's why I'm trying to focus on doing a lot of solid blacks. There'll be cross hatching and stuff in it, but I need to, since there's no color, I can't rely on it to fill out the page, make the images 3-dimensional in a sense. And it's a horror comic book, and I tend to think that horror works better in black and white. So it'll be black and white. And plus it'll save on printing costs to a certain extent. And I won't have to color it. Most importantly, I won't have to color it. Because I hate coloring. And we won't have to pay a colorist. So, let's see. P. says, okay, Cricket, what Indiegogo comic you have in your home is your most cherished? This one, right here, the one I'm making, is the most cherished one I have so far. But the one, in terms of ones that I've bought, I don't know if any of them are cherished. I have to think. The ones that I appreciate the most are probably Ducks Naples, Bigfoot Bill. I guess Earthworm Jim isn't officially Comicsgate, but I would say Bigfoot Bill because he put so much work into that, and I really, really appreciated his live streams with him drawing the comic. And he produced it on time. He delivered on time. He did exactly what he said he would do. I mean, I'm talking outside of the mishap with him not printing enough copies. That wasn't great. But in terms of for most people, I mean, he produced an exceptional comic book product, and that is probably the one comic book that I sort of put above all the rest. I mean, the other ones are sort of down here. Bigfoot Bill, and if I can, Earthworm Jim are up here in terms of quality and sort of bang for your buck out of all the books. P. says, for me, it's Packens Land. Gary got some extra stuff for me because he appreciated all my referrals for his book. That really touched me. That he went the extra mile for me. Yeah, Gary Shipman is cool. He's someone who is I find him very funny because he has really good dad humor. He has a really good sense of humor, and I like his sort of his dry sense of humor, and he's very seems like a nice guy. He seems like a really nice guy, and he's very diligent about both working and promoting himself. I loved it when he would go on streams what's his name, Mike's stream, and he like put in a chat buy Pakistan, and then he would put like a link to his book. Okay, hold on one second. I gotta get back here. I haven't left, but dag nabbit, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Dad, burn it. Give me a second here. I'm playing with my tablet, trying to get back, and it's go back. Shoe. Okay, get back there. 3 people watching. 3 people are watching. Everyone left. Don't leave, people. No, it's not you, Metal. I lost everyone. Everyone left. I didn't even realize that the thing had gone until I looked at my tablet and everything was going wacky. So I just lost all the people who were watching me. Why does my Wi-Fi hate me? All right. I guess that means that Bullet's still here. So, the Metal says, okay. Okay, that's weird. All right. Yeah, Booster. So, the Flash, Ezra Miller's Flash was on the CW show today. That's what I heard. So, I'm gonna have to check that out. It sounds pretty weird to me. All right. Is this done? This is pretty done. I think this is, well, I think this might be done. I think this might be done. I think the rest is just me figuring out a lot of the shading and stuff, but the bulk of this page is done, I believe. Yeah. I'm gonna let it live like this. So, oh my gosh. Booster says Ezra and I are done. I'm with Henry Cavill now. Man. Well, at least Henry Cavill is a better actor, and at least physically he's more attractive. So, you've leveled up, Booster. Um, Bullet says I'll forgive you, but only because you got him, Booster. Okay. Well, I think that's it for now. Let me show you the page so you guys can take a gander. A lot of it's going to be in shadow, where the X's are. It's going to be spotted blacks. So, like I said, I'm going to be figuring out the shading on the window, the moonlight falling on him while he's sleeping. So it is getting there, but P Money says you are the same booster often on Chester's show, right? What? There's only one booster Kiwi. There aren't multiple ones. There's only one. So yes, he is the same twisted, drunken Kiwi that you see on Chester's show. Chester's right-hand man. But anyway, guess that's it. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please give this live stream a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. I'm going to be back tomorrow to work on page 4. This is page 3. Should probably write that down somewhere. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a pen. This is page 3, issue 1 of... hold on. Let's see here. Secret Comics presents. And this is the horror anthology comic that Nasser Rabadi has written. I am drawing. And it will be coming out on Friday the 13th, this coming March. So in 2 months. So you guys check it out when it shows up on Indiegogo. And if you would, please buy a copy or 10 for your family and friends and for posterity. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be working on these pages every day until it's done, live streaming it, both penciling and inking, and probably some other stuff as well dealing with the book. So please subscribe. Make sure that you have hit the bell for notifications for when I go on tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'll be on tomorrow, so make sure you hit the bell. Make sure the notifications are set for all, so that YouTube will contact you. All right? But I guess that's it. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, your patience with me, and I hope you guys have a great night and a great day. You guys take care, stay out of trouble, and I will see you tomorrow on the interwebs, YouTube. Okay? Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.